What's good, YouTube? A huge card. So many tubers have been going over. Simo even played the deck reportedly at Nationals is Larvae Moth. Now, I may have had a few shots with this Market Watch. I may be a little bit loony, but this card is just screaming that it is above its price point. Yet, somehow, some way, it is offered at 21 cents lowest by Super Game Inc. 50,000 plus sales. Such a reputable seller trying to lower the market on this card. Don't let them trick you out of getting your copies today, boys. And we are live streaming here. Jokes aside, shoutouts to Simo and Yugi No for their skits. We've got some real things to talk about here. Real, huh? But Spiral Super Agent is going to be quickly on the come up as the Link monster for Spirals were announced. And this is already up past what it was just a couple hours ago. It's raised like 50 cents. You see that market price of 5. It's been way lower for a bit. And the thing that you really want to consider when thinking about the Spirals is, will they be in the Megatons? They probably will be, being a TCG exclusive archetype. They're not going to skip out on a lot of them, just like the Kaijus that were in the sets that were followed up on in the Megatons. It's highly likely that the Spirals are going to be in there. I would think Super Agent would be in there. And we're all the way forward to Circuit Break with the hype. Now, from what we're told, it does fix all of Spiral's problems magically. You have a Super Agent and a monster, and it's a while off. Now, if somehow this isn't in the Megaton, this is going to be hyped like no other. But I personally think it will be, and the rest of the Spiral cards are still relatively budget. Something that a lot of people are eyeing would be the Spiral Resort. And the music might pause a few times. Sometimes this happens when we have a ton of web pages open. Let's close out a dueling book. A ton of web pages open when we're live streaming and recording. Next on the list, Invocation has spiked wildly over the WCQ, and it wasn't like a low of 54 earlier today on TCG Player. We see it's already cooled down to 46. It's going to continue cooling down. It's going to go back to that $30 price point. The deck's not doing much, and while it's probably not going to get hit on any ban list, while it's probably safe to keep, it's just the deck's going to still have the same problems it has now. Invoked is a great engine. It's just going to continually go down over time here. It's not going to be the top deck heading into Link format. And we see the foreign here from Germany, 30. People are going to avoid the foreign ones, mainly because the foreign ones warp real bad. The foreign ones definitely just... they're in those sets from Europe that warp, so you want to avoid those, and that's going to be the few cheapest on eBay if you're looking around. Just ignore them. So the lowest realistically is 40 over here that you'd be playing $5, $6 cheaper than TCG. Again, a great engine. Personally, I would just be avoiding it. Stream chat, what you guys think, let me know as we get to Merkaba. Merkaba definitely up there too now. Well, it was down to 20, now at 34. So it seems like either a group of sellers or an independent seller decided this is a great investment at this price. This is where I go in, I buy them all, and maybe the fallout will not be all the way back down. Maybe this will stick at 28 this time. Maybe this will be sticking at 40. Ooh, we got a donation. Thank you very much, Chef King. But by my invocation, says the stream chat. That's their thoughts on it. But yeah, it's definitely something that you guys, I think, should be staying away from. Now, you can buy the foreigns on these because the extra deck doesn't really matter if it says bendy or if you can find it. Just try to straighten it out the best you can, but definitely it's a lot more lenient on cards from the extra deck being bent out of shape. Remember to have your, foreign kind of translation if you're not using the English version like this one. But the Australian ones are probably warped also. So it looks like somebody really went for all the English copies, and that's where we're at. Judged by opponent's extra deck is marked. Next on the list is Infernity Mirage. It's either cooling down or mid-buyout. I'm not really sure because I didn't know. Lowest near mints are in the $5 range on TCG Player, and it's not really matching that on eBay. But Dinnerflax, shoutouts to Dinnerflax TV if he's still around, pointed me out to this card, and it's very interesting to see that there is one near mint low, and then it's still at 3 here. So eBay definitely crushing it on this card, but very low quantity. I'm not sure why. Apparently link format. I don't know that Infernities can have any real hype. I haven't personally seen the kinds of combos, but maybe there will be some legacy support. Maybe there's some legacy support that I noticed. I have no clue on this one, guys. If you have Mirage, personally, if you can get 5s, I would sell it. It realistically looks like it's still a $2 to $3 card to me. $264 here on market, but they're just not here on TCG Player. They don't exist under 5, and No Limit Gaming, NLG, and Core TCG, 2 major vendors, being the first with unlimited near mints in the price range. Really weird to see that kind of diversity on eBay. Usually that's mid buyout, but it could be cooldown. It could be. Next, I wanted to talk about, like, when you're looking forward at links, when you're looking ahead, you really don't want to buy into hype. Remember, Grand Soil had spiked significantly more than this a while ago, and now we go down and you can get them for $5 again. It's a great card, deserves to be a $5 secret, definitely. Never had a reprint, definitely a very good card in my opinion, but it spiked from early combos, and those combos are highly unlikely to be in our meta when links come around, if not for a very, very short time when that ban list hits. We might get a small point where we get the degeneracy, but this is not going to be realistic, and Hand Trap City does exist. You're going to get ogred, ashed, back and forth, just killed if you're trying to do this during an entire tournament. So while it does some really flashy combos, the hype isn't real. Ignore the stream chat on Buyout Gofu's Kappa. Oh man, and we see $5 over here as well. It's just whenever you see something truly degenerate that we are not going to have for like 3 to 6 months, hold your cool on it, boys. Hold your cools. Glasgow and a meme Infernity link combos is responsible for this. I don't know about that one. Next, so this is my YouTube. We looked at this June 22nd. Let's make sure you guys can just see the screen capture real quick. Why not just slow down? So we have this Chiwen price of $4.28 all the way back at June 22nd, and we're talking about OCG price trends thanks to Carlancho Store, I believe. And well, lo and behold, if you'd been paying attention to Market Watch, $7.85 here, but it's still lower on eBay. Oops, don't know why we're having that. But it's still 5, 6 on eBay before going up swiftly. But there's only 3 sellers below the point of the $8 mark, $8.77 mark. Only 3 sellers. So this looks like it might be the cooldown rather than the hype. But it is currently spiking and going up. Really weird again to see such a big gap, and we see the top-rated sellers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Winning collectible, demise game, winning card rush, pro play games, mixtape collectibles. All top-rated sellers here at the forefront of this hype. So they seem to be on it, but would you? Could you? Might you? Oh, I guess I had both versions open is what was happening with Chiwen. Sorry, boys, we've had a few shots. It's been a real good stream. But definitely something to consider is that this card is likely going to have an impact on our metagame as link format begins. Dinosaur Yangzing, one of the best deck choices along with True Draco Zoo. Should we see a ban list similar to the OCG, but we could be very different. Looks like we have a new TCG archetype coming out, rumored to be Race Cars, Speed Racer archetype or something. Let's see. Shout out to Mixtape Collectibles. And check out my mixtape. So there you have it. A quick live Market Watch first take for the stream chat. Courtesy of Rob Keck for his extending the stream and giving me a shot. Definitely come join the live streams once in a while on Zodiac Duels TV. I usually announce them on YouTube, but here you go, guys. You get 2 Market Watches in one day. Not a typical happening from House of Champs.